And fade out.
Yes.
That's how you do it.
And we're back with the NERDOS squad.
Bro.
And today we have a review of Justice League. We just finished watching it.
We literally just came back.
Just came back
20, 30 minutes ago.
Yes. And for all the fans that are listeners, if you haven't watched the movie and you don't want to hear any spoilers, please just
Turn it
Well,
off.
let's
Yeah.
well, no.
Turn it off right
Let's
now.
do like we did last week.
we're gonna do like
Oh, sorry, like we did Thor.
yeah.
We'll do a quick non-spoiler talk, and then
Yes.
we'll get into spoilers and thoughts.
And then a little quick reminder, if you're finding us for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Please play a like if you like the videos that we're making, and leave us a comment. And today we have a special guest. We have
Chris and Ray from
Chris and
the
Ray.
Back of the Bus
Back of
podcast.
the Bus podcast with
What's up,
us.
guys? Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Although he's kind of like a
Yeah,
hybrid one.
yeah.
He's
Like,
the hybrid
I do
one.
double duty.
Yeah, I call this his side chick. Like he comes here when we're recording, he can get his opinions out. So
I like that.
it's all good. It's really weird. We're having dinner with the main piece and the side piece. It's real fun.
That's
Or maybe
how I
I'm the
roll.
That's
side
kind of a
piece.
weird thing, man.
Who knows?
That's how I roll, bro.
The Nerdos decided to get to the back of the bus.
That's right.
Yeah, the
How about
Nerdos
back of the
finally
bus?
moved to the back of the bus.
That's how
It's all
that's what
good.
happened.
We had a great time.
That's why we have a nice place back there. So
Yeah,
That's
man.
right. There's a always
so
reserved
Usually
seating.
the geeks are in the front, but this time we're in the back.
It's reserved seating. Always.
no, this was our first quote unquote official Nerdos field
Field
trip.
trip.
Yes.
To go watch a movie together. We
Yes.
all held hands and everything.
I don't
We got
know.
our permission slips.
Got the shirt.
We were good to go.
We got the shirts, yes.
And then we got to do the next one for Star Wars. So that should be pretty good.
Star Wars
Not
is
too
gonna-
far away.
It's gonna be a field trip.
And a galaxy not too far away.
So talking about the movie without spoiling it, does everybody want to just do a quick,
Whoa,
quick shoot
wait.
or
I've
what?
seen these videos before. Isn't there something you guys do before?
Oh, yeah, I'm
you
sorry.
start
Damn
these
it, I almost
videos?
forgot.
Wait, how's it the guy not from the show that's behind you?
Almost forgot, and we have him right in front of us.
Exactly.
And we have them ready and everything. Too.
Good reminder.
All right,
Good reminder.
cheers, everybody.
Cheers,
My
guys.
man's.
To the death of the Justice League.
Or how is it? Or how was this in my man?
That's a good reference.
I kept thinking of you every time you said it.
All right.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna need another one of those. I'm gonna need one of those at the halftime of the non-spoiler spoiler review.
Somewhere in between. All right. So should we just do
Burns the right way.
take turns then, or what?
Yes, let's
All
take
right.
turns.
Hang on, we don't have like an item this time like we did with Thor.
No,
We're not
no,
wearing
we
Batman
have- we're wearing
t-shirts.
the
We have
t-shirts.
the t-shirts.
We have
We should have had a
The
Batman
Flash and the
mask.
Flash, and we have the Salvadorian Flash over here.
The papooses.
The pupus.
We got the Joker, Batman,
Batman.
Superman.
Teeny tiny Batman.
You kind of look like Ben Affleck. You have his gut.
Probably, I guarantee you he would have done a better job. Guarantee you he does a better job. Did some stilts.
You're about his age too. No, he's getting up there.
Some really tall boots. He's good.
You got the dad bod for it. Watch out. Stop touching me. All right, so I guess maybe we'll let the guests go first. Chris, you
Call me a guest one more time. We're gonna have a problem.
Well, sorry. The guest, you're really part of it now, so my bad. I take that back. Don't get offended. So what'd you think, Chris?
It was all right. Like, look, it wasn't terrible. I think we've all said that. I mean, it wasn't Batman Superman, right? And it definitely wasn't Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes. Exactly.
I am a little bit of a Marvel fanboy. I've never been into DC that much. I understand them. I really like some of the new stuff they've been doing in DC, like the Batman Metal and the Batman in general story right now is pretty good. But
It's all about Batman.
yeah, it is all about Batman. I just couldn't see I just couldn't get past the underline of what was going on in that movie. Like, you could definitely tell that there were two directors at the time. There was, you got those Josh Whedon moments. Like, I leaned over to Black a couple times and I was like, yo, man, that's definitely a Josh Whedon moment,
Yeah, you can tell what was added in by
and then it also felt like they were kind of giving up on Superman as like headlining movies from now on. But they were kind of trying to put that whole thing on Wonder Woman. Like, she's going to be the one who you're going to see. Like, she's going to be the glue, like the Iron Man of the whole.
Well,
I can see that.
I'll give you my take on that, but I can see what you mean. So, but overall, what would you say about the movie? Like, how would you rate it?
if I had to rate it from a 1 to 10,
Yeah, 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
I'd give it like a 5.5, a 6 maybe.
So it's mediocre then.
Yeah, it's mediocre. Like it wasn't garbage, but it wasn't like,
It was okay.
yeah, it was all right.
All right. Ray?
So I think in one of our previous shows, I predicted that this would be a car crash on top of a helicopter crash with a train wreck over it.
Didn't they do that in Suicide Squad?
It wasn't quite that. It was like he said, it was better than the other two previous main movies that they've done in this universe.
How much is that? That's not saying much. That's the problem.
No, it's
That's
not.
the thing. So, and I think I said this to a couple of you guys before we started recording. If you compare this to the first Marvel team up movie, which was Avengers, it's not in the same ballpark.
No.
And when we get into the spoiler stuff, I got a bunch of stuff like I took copious notes during and after the movie, but
During the movie.
Nerd alert!
yeah. But what I will say is that it wasn't like, oh my god, get me out of here. It was fine. It was a watchable movie.
So rating?
4.5. 4.5. 5.
Wow.
Damn. That's not a watchable movie.
That's not even quite mediocre.
I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is, okay. How about this? If you take this as a standalone,
every little thing, and that's okay.
I
That's
do.
you.
I
That's
do.
you.
If you take this as a standalone movie, in and of itself, maybe you could say 5.5, 6. I would agree with half. But when you take it in the context of the larger universe, you start to lose points.
What do you mean if you take it in the context of the larger universe? This is probably the, what would you say, second best movie in the whole universe behind Wonder Woman.
But the thing is,
so.
the thing though
Yeah,
is that
but the drop off
I
from
still like Man
Wonder
of Steel
Woman
better.
to this
I like the Man of
is drastic.
But the thing is that you kind of have to make it, at least from the standpoint of being a filmmaker, you have to make it so that people have it be accessible to them as well. You know what I mean? So you kind of sort of have to make it.
I don't mind, I wouldn't have minded. I don't mind the storytelling being done in a simple way to make it accessible to the masses or whatever it is that you want. But you have to tell a coherent story that paces itself in a particular way. And the problem with this movie is that the pacing is like you literally go.
One after another.
Aquaman has no reason to be in this fight, except that he just so happened to have a thing in Atlantis, right?
Well-
like there was no substance to the glue that was holding these people together. It's,
All right. Well, we'll
they
get
didn't
to-
work
we'll
at
get
it.
to that too,
They didn't
but-
earn it.
Okay.
Avengers
Yeah.
earned that team up.
Yeah, there was no
Right.
Phil Coulson moment.
Yeah,
Well,
there's nothing. There's
it has
nothing
a lot
to
to do with. It has a lot to do with like the comment that I was making earlier. Is that it has a lot to do with them building
how they built the universe,
building the characters.
So, like
first.
I said, when you take it in the
And then
larger
putting it
context of the
together,
universe,
so-
you start to lose points.
Okay. All right. So Mo, your take.
Yeah, I won't get into that much detail, but I liked the
I like Jose last
visual
time.
stuff. I like the visual stuff. I like when they come out the ship. Kind of like when you saw in the preview, but the previews do fucking ruin a lot, and that's why I always tell you guys I don't like watching the second or third or the fourth fucking
Agreed.
previews
I just
that
think
always come out.
think they need to do a better job of not spoiling it for people.
I'll give you a
totally
perfect
agree,
example.
but
the scene with the batarang would have been awesome to watch if I hadn't seen it 97
Yes,
times
right,
already.
that's true.
Look, I legit walked out of the movies to go use the bathroom because I had already seen the scene in
Right.
the previous. I was like, I've seen this already.
Yeah. So
agree, I
that's a
agree.
bit of a problem.
Yeah.
So again, with the whole previews and like you're saying, they should do a better job with the previews. But then again, that's how they get the younger crowd in there.
They want to draw people, you know, but they're giving too much away.
For our
free.
type of crowd,
They're
they're
giving too much away
fucking
for
it
free.
up for us. For everybody else, they're trying to reel them in, and okay, they're gonna see all the funny parts. and all that.
When we get to later, I do want to get to something as far as how it relates to one of the previews I saw. So just like
Okay.
cut that down because it's I think
So
now
now-
did you like the movie?
I liked it fine. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like you said, or one of you guys said that. I didn't feel like walking out of the movie at all. I was still in it. I didn't think it was as bad as BVS.
Suicide Squad, definitely nowhere near Wonder Woman. Doesn't even touch that. But it wasn't horrific. I can easily go see it again and enjoy it again.
I would not pay money. I would not pay money to go see
Okay,
that
I
movie
wouldn't go
again.
see it again.
I would go watch it again
so
just to
one
get
to- one
the
to
second.
10, how would you rate it?
The second round of it.
1 to 10.
A
I'll go
B.
6.
6. Okay.
I'll go 6.
John.
I just think DC is still having the problem. I mean, it's not a problem. It's
Hold
just
on, Michael.
the fact they're trying to catch up to Marvel, and the way it's going, it's just leaps and like Their storytelling's too quick. It's not giving enough time for any character development. But I do think that this movie is probably the second best of these movies. I didn't like Man of Steel.
I like Man of Steel better than this one.
I don't. I
hated
can't
that movie.
stand mopey Superman when the point of him is hope.
I just like Zod.
and
100%.
whatever.
Yeah.
We
I like
agree.
Zod.
I agree with you
I
1,000%.
do. Obviously, I think everybody at the table loves Wonder Woman. Justice League.
Not Jose, you want a Buffy Wonder Woman.
Come on, man.
Suicide
hate you
Squad.
guys.
The only thing I really like about Suicide Squad
Laurie's an exception.
is
No, man.
all right, stop. So
go.
the only thing I liked about Suicide was Harley.
Yeah, she was dope.
No, I'm joking.
Everything else was around her. I mean, I didn't care about anybody else in that movie.
No, I think the best part of that movie was Joker.
God. Okay, so
Come on, man.
and what's the other one? Batman versus Superman. That one
Trash.
Yeah. So
Completely destroyed.
I think consider this one the second best.
Sure.
man.
Then probably third is Man of Steel, even though that one puts me to sleep, and then the other two.
So it's 1 to 10.
Between 1 and 10, I'd give it a 6 because I think it's whatever. I know it's flaws, but I give it a 6.
All right.
There were still plenty of things I thought that kind of made you still intrigued and wanting to see a little bit more.
Right. So, all right. So my take on this, I thought it was entertaining. You know, I mean, I definitely thought it was entertaining. I think they did a little bit of a better job of getting the characters to be a little bit more fun, I guess I would say.
Thank you, Joss.
Right, maybe,
Yeah.
and who knows? I mean, who knows how much it was him versus Zack Snyder doing, you know, the directing, but
was Joss.
or the editing. But,
Flash, I think, was going to be like that the whole time anyway. For sure.
I liked it. I had read a few things about the CG being poor. I really didn't have much of a problem with it, to be
What are you
honest.
talking about? The opening scene was terrible.
Hang on.
Wait, besides
let me get to that. We'll get to that when we start talking about the specific things. But I didn't have too much of a problem with it. I mean,
This guy's
yeah, there was
blowing
it
a
was
gasket
fairly-
over here.
I know, right? He's going crazy.
You were pissing off the bastard.
Hey, relax, man. Hey,
Relax.
Hold it in. Hold it in.
I'm not saying anything.
Hold it in. Because you're looking at me like you want to kill me. Anyway, I think the characters were definitely a lot more fun than they have been in previous iterations, you know? So, I like that they tried to bring Superman back in the sense of not just bringing him back physically, but like he was a little bit more cheery, like John said.
Spoiler
like
alert.
Yeah, right? Well, like people didn't know, right?
he did that last time.
I know he did that.
He did it with Thor.
That's what I was
He did
saying.
it with
Come on,
Same
man.
exact shit last
Like this is not like a given thing, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not. Sorry.
guy.
Well, that ties into the trailer thing also that I wanted
okay.
to mention to you.
Wonder Woman,
take
Wonder
another
Woman
shot.
was good as usual.
Take another shot.
Shut up. Wonder Woman was good as usual. I like the Flash humor-wise. Aquaman was cool. Cyborg I wasn't too crazy about. 1 to 10, I would say like 6.5. I would say go watch it, you know, because you're gonna like seeing the characters on screen, I think.
Except for
But I mean, it's got its issues. You know, I mean, definitely go see it.
Yeah.
So anyway, Alonso.
Well, there's nothing left to say. You guys pretty much say everything there.
Just came back.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. I'm sure you
Like-
have something.
Between 1 to 10, I think is 6. Go watch the movie if you're a fan of the characters because it's entertaining and that's it. It's just to watch it.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's just
entertaining.
to see the characters together,
Yes.
basically.
Yes, if you're a fan of it, yes, go watch it. It's good for the kids, you know, something. But besides that point, and like involving the characters more and having a very well storytelling of the characters and portraying them like in the comics, no. It feels terrible.
It's just different.
Yes, it's just different.
It's just a different take on them for the most part, anyway.
Yeah. So
But that's really pretty much.
Yeah,
that's it. You're good.
that's it.
All right, so that's our spoiler free. So if you haven't seen the movie, you can cut out now, And now we're gonna talk about.
We're gonna
now
talk
we're
about
starting to nitpick things.
spoilers and
The
what
details,
and we're gonna
the nitpicking,
yes, and we're gonna talk about
blowing a gasket.
after credits and what's coming for DC after
Right.
this movie too. So if you wanna listen and keep listening to us,
Cold bullet to the back of the head.
yes. Yes.
Double tap.
All right. So
Go ahead.
let's go.
Release
Release the Kraken.
We need another shot.
You ready?
Release the Kraken.
All right. So Ray took some notes
I
this
got you.
time because he's obsessive compulsive like that.
Yeah.
So go for it, man.
All right. So let's start with
Game of Thrones, right?
Let's start with the opening scene. So Batman feels all this guilt for having let Clark Kent die, right?
Okay.
That's like his major motivation in this movie. Will we agree? Besides saving the
I guess
world.
as far as bringing him back anyway.
Okay, so besides saving the world, his other major motivation in this movie is I feel guilty because Superman died on my watch, or however it is that went down.
He didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that's what it was.
For sake,
I think for being the world's greatest
Go for it.
detective, the fact that
he's
didn't
got
know-
some guilt over Superman.
Yes.
Awesome. Why would he let his Superman's mother's house get foreclosed on? Like you could have solved that shit way earlier in the movie than when it got resolved, dude.
No, man.
What do you mean?
He's the world's greatest detective.
It seemed like she got that house fixed pretty quickly too.
And that's the other thing. If he's the world's greatest detective, how the hell he doesn't know
About the mother boxes.
yes, and he doesn't know about all the other characters involved, Aquaman, Flash.
Yep.
Like how he needed to wait for Lex Luthor to no.
He's the world's worst detective.
They have neutered Batman
Yes.
in this universe.
He works on
Let's-
cold cases.
Yeah, let's start just with how they neutered Batman. But that
But
was
then again, in Batman vs Superman, he did do the work to go find the information.
No, he
so
didn't. He just
isn't that
stole
part
it
of
from
being
Lex.
good?
Yeah, he stole it.
Right, and then
I
Lex
mean,
already
he still
created the
did it.
icons. Great for DC. Lex Luthor already made them. He was like, all right, cool. These are going to be your icons.
First of all, Lex Luthor gave them code names before they were calling themselves.
Exactly.
So don't even whatever. That's just so.
Whoa, hold on. Before you said that that's the opening scene. That wasn't the opening scene. The opening scene was that little boy's video of
Yeah, of
Superman.
Superman.
And let's go back to which one of
Okay.
you jabronis said the CGI was good.
Well,
because
I didn't say it was
that
good.
terrible.
I just didn't have much of a problem with it. Here's the thing. At least my take on the CG.
Who was that guy?
That was
Okay.
not Henry Cavill.
Well,
at
here's the thing.
The side here, the side
Yeah, it
over
was like-
here
it was
is
like-
like
it's like,
start
"Hello."
moving a little different.
What I was saying
For
also
people that are
earlier
not
is-
watching the YouTube, that's only listeners to us.
Yeah.
It's like his mouth, the complete like upper lip part
Okay,
of
we're
the
gonna
mouth.
give a little background.
Okay, so
to
yeah,
this.
so the background of it was that Henry Cavill, when they were doing the reshoots,
Yes.
he was shooting Mission Impossible, what is it, 1900? So he had to grow a mustache for this, and he
Yes.
wasn't allowed to shave the mustache.
Contractually.
But he had to go do the reshoots. So he went back and did the reshoots with the mustache on, and then they had to
They had to CG it out.
the
That
mustache
is
off.
awesome.
So basically, I spent most of all of the Superman scenes looking for the bad CG on the mouth. And guess what I found?
Couldn't it
The
have
bad
been
CG
easier
on the mouth.
to like have him shave and then put a fake mustache for the
No,
That's what I was
no.
thinking.
It
But
was-
contractually, they told him he couldn't. He couldn't.
My
shave
thing
it.
on that.
I'm just saying, wouldn't that have
That
been
is.
easier?
So my thing on that was, I think if we hadn't known about that, we might have just thought it
Nah,
looked a
man.
little odd.
No way.
Nah,
You
it
were
looked-
looking for-
no,
you
it
were
looked- it
looking
looked
for
really
it,
good.
though.
You know
Listen,
what? I didn't know
His
that.
face
I didn't know that.
was
I
not-
thought
it did look
bad.
strange.
It looked
Listen.
like they
look
green
weird.
screened this half of his face, and then
Calm down,
someone
guys.
else's mouth was
I don't
talking
have
about it.
time.
So look, if you could make Leia look 19 again, then you could do a better job than that in
No,
Batman.
that was total CG.
Yeah,
That was
you could do a
complete
better
CG.
job than that.
I don't know. I mean, I saw what was weird about it. I don't know. I guess I wasn't
Bro,
scrutinizing it as
even the
much.
CG on the villain was terrible too. He looked like a guy out of Diablo.
I didn't think he was that
He
bad.
did look like a guy from Diablo.
He looked like a guy from Diablo. Yeah.
And who portrays him anyway? Who's the actor?
Kieran Hines.
Kieran Hines.
Who the hell is that?
The King of the North?
He was he was the King of the Wildlings in
Oh,
Game of
whatever.
Thrones.
But he was the North at the time.
before
The real North.
he
Oh
died.
yes.
Mace,
Okay.
Mace,
Mace
no.
Windu. No, that's from Star Wars.
Fuck, Jesus.
Star Wars and Game of Thrones.
Dude, you're the Game of Thrones guy, man.
Yeah, relax.
Raider.
Mance Raider.
Mance Raider.
Thanks, Game of Thrones.
Okay, that was who he was supposed to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kieran Hines was.
So that's who he was.
You know, I mean, I didn't. okay, so the mustache thing, yeah, I think that was noticeable if you were looking for it.
It was very
I didn't really have much of a problem with Steppenwolf.
It kind of like he had a stroke. Like Superman had a stroke in his upper lip.
half his lip was like broke down here. Yeah. What the fuck is going on?
Like he had
I mean, yeah, they could have done a better job.
You know, half
Yeah,
of the face
he
went
looked
away.
like if like so it was Clayface and the heat just got like really hot and his face was like,
Clayface would have been great in this movie.
it was bad.
All right, so next point.
All right. So I don't know. Do you want to go like chronologically, or do you want to just want me to go through the order I wrote it?
As
Oh,
the movie
The way you
goes.
wrote them.
because I didn't write them chronologically. I just
Well,
wrote
go
whatever.
chronologically then.
Okay, CGI the mustache we talked about. All right, let's just talk about characters and stuff real quick.
Okay.
You mentioned Cyborg. I didn't like his aesthetic. I wasn't
Right.
crazy about his
I
look.
wasn't really crazy about
He
that
was
either.
fine.
But he didn't do a bad job with the character.
What I liked about it is that he was more of a part of the story than I thought he was going to be.
Sure.
Like I didn't think he was. I've never seen him as a very big part of the Justice League necessarily.
He's so new.
Well, in Teen Titans,
more Teen
I mean,
Titans.
in Young Justice, he is.
Right.
But yeah.
It's 'cause he's so
But
big.
he's really never been like a Justice League.
Wasn't
guy necessarily,
Cyborg
except for maybe in
originally the Cyborg Superman?
No,
Isn't that where he
that's
came
totally
from?
different.
All right,
That's
so
totally
you need to
different.
take a shot and mute your mic. Because that was terrible.
No, dude.
And how do you guys do that on the show?
Well, there
No?
was a
Okay.
Cyborg Superman.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Isn't that supposed to be related?
No,
Okay,
that's
so I
totally
didn't know
different.
that. That's why I brought it up.
That's completely different. But Cyborg is usually a Teen Titans character.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so now in the New 52, he is a Justice League character. Now, again, I thought he was going to be more in the background. Where in this, he had a lot more to do with it
Yeah.
because the Mother Box is what made him what he was. So he had a bigger part or a bigger role in the whole thing. So that was fine. But as like you said, aesthetically, I didn't really like his look very much. I thought he should have looked more like a tank. That he was a little like almost like skinny looking. I thought like he was just
Yeah.
weak looking.
And he was too shiny.
He goes with the
He had this little tiny
Again, man.
It's not
and then
the
the
same thing.
buff Wonder Woman.
No.
Like,
No.
make up your mind.
No.
No,
It's
it
not the
was
same.
it was cool at the end how he changed his
Right.
shit
to look more.
Conveniently to the logo that Lex Luthor created.
Yeah,
True
there you go. But anyway, so other characters.
Well, Wonder Woman, I think we've talked about plenty. She's an amazing
Spot
character.
on.
Gal Gadot does a great job.
Spot on.
One like
The
additional.
fighting scene when she comes out, the first fighting scene
Yeah.
with her,
She
that
blocks
thing
all the
was
bullets.
amazing.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
something the
But
trailers
they
ruined.
have.
It wasn't quite the whole thing though in the trailers, but
Did you catch that that dude was
quick.
Bruce Bolton?
yeah.
That's awesome.
But they have the formula of her fighting. They have it really
Right.
down.
Yes.
So she was
I
done
will say
really well.
one criticism. I'm getting a little tired of the
All the-
Kamehameha motion with the bracers.
Yeah, why'd
Like,
you do that to the guy with the gun at the
she
beginning?
does-
I mean,
she
he's not
does
even
it-
OP to do that.
She does it way too much. Like that's got to be like your spirit bomb, like save it for the end.
She could have punched him. She could have just
You
backed
do,
him.
like you're Wonder Woman. You don't need to go.
She would have taken out everybody in the room with that.
Right.
thing.
Yeah, like that first scene where she's running and that guy's shooting with an automatic weapon. I'm like, she didn't catch one of those bullets. Like one of those bullets got one of those people.
Well,
Like there's no way.
Anyway, but she was done. She was always done really well.
She's a very fleshed out character. She's the most fleshed out character we've gotten.
But we've had her movie prior.
You
to
had a Superman movie. You had you've had 1,000 Batman
But
movies.
Batman not really though. Batman
Okay,
really
in this
hasn't-
universe.
in the
In this
DCU,
universe, you have
he hasn't had his own movie.
You know what though? From like little hints in this movie, it made it seem like the two Michael Keaton movies were him.
Well, because they bring about
The
they
penguins,
talk
the
about
exploding
penguins.
penguins.
But there's
Yeah.
other things that they talked about. It's
Yeah.
like it's like they're trying to
They're
connect
referencing.
that guy
Yeah.
to him, not anything after Keaton. It's those two Keaton movies are him.
So one thing I wanted to touch on really quick with her, which we like later on, it'll connect to something else. But the little theme music they picked for her, I think it adds so much to her character.
hell yeah.
It's so catchy. It's
Right.
so upbeat, and like it.
Yeah.
It pumps you up.
It really does. And I think that's
it's a Warriors theme basically.
That's-
it's like
them nailing that. It magnifies the attachment people make to her character, and I think that's really cool. I think it's really important.
well, what I like about the way they
Well,
portray
music
her,
is really important in movies.
Absolutely.
Like, if you nail that, really
Absolutely.
good, it takes
It's like
everything.
a wrestling entrance, bro. You hear that shit coming, and your crowd's gonna pop. You know what I mean? And every time you hear it, you pop for her.
I like the version of her that they're doing is that she's more of like a warrior princess, I guess you know what I'd say. Because she's more, she's got her sword and she's got her freaking shield and she goes out and kicks ass and all that. So that I like about the way
she's
that they're
hot.
doing it. Well, that helps. So yeah, obviously, you know, Wonder Woman's spot on.
Yeah.
Batman.
Oh boy.
Mr. Batman fan.
I don't like Ben Affleck as Batman. I didn't like it when they announced it. I didn't like him in Batman vs Superman. I certainly don't like him now. I think he's aged out of the role. Let's start with that. I think
that I would agree with.
I think his body hasn't kept up to the requirements of the role. I mean, whatever.
Have you seen the pictures of him eating burgers?
Yeah.
While everybody else is pumping iron.
I don't think he. You know, we talked about this before we recorded. I don't think his personality suits the character he's trying to portray, and I don't think Ben Affleck is talented enough of an actor to have that dimension that you expect.
Turn this guy
There
up
you go.
completely.
We're gonna have another meme of him crying because of you.
Awesome. Tell him to hit me up. I'll give him some
Did you
acting
guys have a
lessons.
problem with him? Did you have a problem with him?
A little.
He's just dry, man.
yeah.
And they've just neutered the Batman character in general, like we talked about earlier.
I think he portrays a way too older of a Batman.
Right. He
Yes.
doesn't fit the crowd.
He doesn't fit. Yes.
But he's supposed to be that Batman.
Well, he's supposed to be the grizzled character.
No, because-
True, but everybody else is so much younger
Yes,
than he
that's
is.
what happens. Like
That's where he doesn't
Gal Gadot,
I get that,
Flash.
but that's
Aquaman is okay
here's
because
the-
Aquaman doesn't
right,
age.
that's kind of
the point.
again why the movie loses points, right? It's because if you were gonna go with universe building, right, and you wanted to build this entire cinematic universe, you don't kick it off with a story that is centered around an older Batman
Right.
fighting
And then everybody
Superman,
else is around.
and then have to catch everybody up. It's
Also, like the
it's just
20-year-old
stupid.
Joker.
Yeah, dude, it's just dumb.
Yeah, that I definitely agree
That
with. But
starts to weigh down the franchise. I'm
But
sorry.
I feel like as Batman, I didn't really even have problems with it. I mean, I
But as
think
Batman,
was-
he didn't do shit but get tossed around and shoot some gun that ran out of bullets. And he didn't do anything remotely Batman cool. Like,
So what would have made it better for you for him to be a better character in Justice League? I mean, it's tough to say because the thing is that you're looking at it. Okay, so
He funds them.
and here.
So
let me-
basically,
let me-
he's the Tony Stark of
let me
the
give
Justice
you,
League.
let me give you guys my take.
Well, hang on. He brought up the whole Avengers 2.0 thing,
was
but
Avengers
you
2.0.
have to see it because in the comics they do kind of have that mirror image anyway. Again, you said you weren't that much of a DC guy. Now, I might not be as much of a DC guy as I am a Marvel guy, but there is that mirror image regardless.
No,
But
absolutely.
It wasn't just about the
But the-
team buildup that I said that there was the mirror image. It was, look, you had these two teams come together, right? What were they both fighting? A box, right? In the first Avengers, it was the Tesseract, which gave you unlimited power. It opened up portals to the universe. What were you fighting here? Mother Box, right? Same shenanigans.
Same bullshit,
right?
yeah. Of course.
Okay. So like it was a lot. Like there were so many things that were kind of parallels, and I just couldn't wrap my head around Joss. Like Joss was there for both of these, you know?
Right.
And it was kind of like he was like, oh, this really worked on Avengers. I'm gonna do this over here.
But again, I mean, do we really know how much influence he's had in the
Apparently a
movie
lot.
versus Zack Snyder? I mean, Zack Snyder had pretty much finished the movie. It was just Joss Whedon then coming in on the tail end and putting it together or editing it, however. But now my take on Batman is, okay, so when you have Batman fighting the Joker, Two-Face,
humans.
yeah, I mean, you're
Penguin.
talking about a different tier of characters,
Sure.
power levels, where now you have him in the Justice League and he's fighting Parademons and Steppenwolf. It makes it difficult for him to be able to keep up with that.
You're
power
always
level.
looking for that moment where he's gonna do
here's
something
my-
outrageous and it's not gonna happen.
But no, it's not that. But here's the thing that everybody always says about Batman. Stop me if you've heard this line before. If you give Batman a week to plan, he can beat anybody. That's the plot armor mythology that surrounds that character.
And I understand that that's the case.
He had a lot longer than a week to plan for this invasion. And
But still, man, I mean, you can plan all you
contributed
want.
nothing.
But you
He
can plan all you
wasn't
want, and you're
the
fighting a
detective that was
being.
expected.
No. He planned. He made that. What was that thing called? The creepy crawly. The
Nightcrawler.
spider.
The
Nightcrawler.
He had no
Nightcrawler.
clue
Nightcrawler.
what he was facing. He really didn't.
Yeah, but I guess that's part of it.
You know what? You know what though? What part of the not planning it was dumb there? He said he had. This is a lot of spoilers, but the big guns and it was Lois.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He brought in kryptonite.
his contingency.
Well, I think the whole thing though was that he didn't want to
I know.
approach it
Kill
in a
him
way
again.
antagonistically towards Superman.
I get it, but there could have been something
Okay,
to
but
like
let's
restrain him somehow.
Let's back up and we'll get to that. But just in the sense of Batman, I just think he's more like the field commander. That's what he's supposed to be, as opposed to somebody who's actually trying to go toe to toe with these.
Sure,
other
and I don't have a problem with that. But then have him play that role. Don't have him drive around in a car like as a decoy. Like you just reduce Batman to a decoy in a major fight scene.
I mean, but what else are you gonna do with him? Again, I mean, it's difficult to say.
I think you're right. I think you're right. He's just outclassed. Like he's on a
difficult to
completely
say.
different power level.
He's got to be more like the guy to be like, okay, well, listen, Superman, you got to do this. Like Captain America. Captain America he does have power. However, if you see him in the Avengers, he's like, okay, listen, I need you to make a perimeter over here.
Yeah.
Iron Man, you go over there.
Not even that.
And Bat didn't do that.
It's
You know what
impossible.
Batman did? He said to Wonder Woman, "Hey, you're the boss."
Well, no, because he planned to do what he was planning to do. His original plan
He
was
wanted to sacrifice himself.
he was going to sacrifice himself.
Okay.
Take it for what you will.
Sure.
That's my take on it.
Yeah.
But even if we take the way they wrote the Batman character in the movie, and if I was to, because I understand your point, and maybe you're right, maybe I'm kind of overstating the problem with the Batman character.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck still sucks as Batman. Those are two totally different conversations.
All right, well,
I don't think you or
so what about the Flash? What did everybody think about the Flash?
I think
Grant
it's
Gustin
great.
for life.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Ezra Miller.
Grant Gustin all the way.
Yeah, I've never seen that show. That
Yeah.
show's terrible to me.
Grant
Anyway.
Gustin for
Yeah.
life. Grant Gustin.
I mean,
Yeah, I like
prefer the show?
I like the TV show.
I like the TV show, but Ezra Miller doesn't do a bad
He
job.
didn't do a bad job. Grant Gustin would have been better.
He's comedic. He's a funny dude.
He's a funny dude.
He kind of struck me like I was like, does this kid have like Asperger's? Like that's what I thought when I was watching.
He's very OCD.
Yeah, he is. I counted two times that they did the Quicksilver from X-Men scene.
I mean,
The sword.
But
The sword,
Right.
and then when he did it again, when he went to go get all the
I mean, but that's what
Parademons
you're gonna
stuff.
do with super speed.
yeah,
That's what
you're
you're
gonna have to do
No,
that.
but you could do that without having to do that. Everyone's in slow motion. I'm going around doing these
But how else are you gonna
things.
do it? But again, how else are you gonna do it though? You know what I mean? I don't know.
These guys are millionaires. They put $500 million in this movie.
doing
They
a
figure out another way
doing a
to do it.
Kuma, like the raging demon.
We're just flashes and then everybody's dead.
Yeah, man.
It's tough. but-
And it shows something really good. This one,
Our
I don't know
podcast
why
it's too good.
It's slowing down.
Our podcast is it's just too good. We're doing too well.
Give me a second. I like the TV show, but the TV show guy that plays the Flash is not as funny. He doesn't.
Yes,
He
and
doesn't
Flash is
say that many jokes.
Okay,
and he's not as witty as how the Flash in the comic books is.
Question for you guys.
This guy here is a little bit more funny, and he is like, you could see that he's learning his powers yet.
Right.
Sure.
Question for you
So-
guys on this. Now, in the show, is it Barry Allen?
Yes.
Okay, and
Yeah,
the movie was the same.
Barry Allen.
Barry Allen.
I don't know. I always thought that Wally West was the funny guy.
True
Maybe
that.
I'm wrong,
No.
but
Wally West is the funnier version.
The
of
funny
Wally
version
West
of the
is more
Flash.
of a jokey type guy.
Absolutely,
Right.
100%.
So that's
Barry
why-
is like a Spider-Man attitude. He's like very.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's kind of like a
whatever.
Spider-Man
And he, like,
attitude. There you go.
He jokes around that way.
Yes.
What do you
Maybe
guys
they
think of
kinda
his,
wanna
what do you guys
bring
think
it
of his
together.
suit once you saw it full on in the movie?
I like the explanation. I just
suit
didn't
is
like the
dope.
look of it.
What?
I
The suit is
wasn't
dope,
crazy
man.
about the armored look like that. I'm not crazy about that.
I think all the costumes look fine. Even the Superman new one, whatever, it's just got like little different patterns on it. I thought all the outfits look fine.
P.S. Who made that costume?
And what does he run like that?
Mom.
Yeah, who did make that?
Thank you for bringing that up. I was saying
It just kind of appeared out in Batman vs Superman out of the fucking ship,
Yeah, it's like,
or Man of Steel, whatever it was.
Okay, so what Ray just brought up is like, okay, so visually, like obviously the special effects for the Flash were somewhat similar to Quicksilver, whatever. I like that they used, the lightning and all that. That was pretty cool. Again, I wasn't crazy about the armored look, but
Why does he run like that?
why does he run? Like he was kind of goofy looking,
kinda skating.
Like he kind
He's
of
like-
like he was kind of goofy running. You know what I mean?
Like
who
the
runs like
arm
that?
pumps were way.
Like,
You've
he
seen
was
the
like
McGregor
way
video,
out
right?
here.
Yeah, the Conor McGregor
he's
video.
doing the Conor McGregor
Like he was
move as he runs.
flailing. He was flailing a lot.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of odd.
It was
But maybe he's just that fast that he has to move that way.
Are we going to agree that Momo was our favorite new character?
Momoa, Jason.
The problem I have
Nailed
with
it.
him is like as far as I understand, there's only 4 people that live in Atlanta.
Right.
Nobody. Like, there's no kingdom there. There's nothing. It's just 4 people that live in Atlanta.
It's just Miro waiting
Near
to get
some-
digged down, and that's it.
near like a dead reef.
I mean, that's what you saw. You mean?
Yeah. That's all I know about Atlantis. It looks like a dead reef There's 4 people inside of it, and that's it. Oh, okay, that's Atlantis.
Just wait for the movie to come out.
I know, but
Yeah, but
that's
that's
shown like he goes
Like an
on
actual
a thing
king.
and a
Glimpse.
kingdom.
Yeah.
So there were scenes that were cut out, and he
Right.
talked about it with William Dafoe. Yeah, and they were just cut out of the whole thing, and he was the king of Atlantis and
Yeah.
all of that stuff, and they just didn't make it in there. It didn't feel
Well,
the vibe.
There's plenty of scenes that they cut out because Zack Snyder was the first director, and then they changed him. So that's why they did the reshoot with this new guy. I don't know.
Joss Whedon.
There we go.
Well,
Yeah, just some newcomer on the block.
But then what happened was apparently Warner Brothers had a mandate that the movie could only be 2 hours long.
Thank God.
Well, I don't know though. I mean, I think again,
It
if you're
felt
looking-
rushed too.
It felt a little rushed, and the problem is that you don't get enough backstory. But that's a fault on them for not having done their movies first.
So the director's cut should have all these things.
Yeah, and just like Batman versus Superman, the director's cut will be a little bit better. Because I thought that the director's cut of Batman and Superman was a little bit better.
Right.
A little bit better.
So
Except for the Ninja Turtle.
Aquaman.
You can spread
Aquaman. I thought Aquaman was dope. I thought he was
Yeah,
fine.
Aquaman was cool.
I enjoy Jason Momoa's portrayal of the character. I like the fact that they're trying to rehabilitate a character who's had a bad rep for a long time
Right.
in comics.
But he
I
was
was always like low key an Aquaman fan as a kid. As weird as his orange and
It's
green
really weird
look
because you
was,
can't swim.
I can swim just fine. that's
That's racist.
back of the bus. I enjoyed his character. I agree 100% with John. Like, where was Atlantis at? Like, show me,
I
bro.
guess
Like, show me like the little tower from Little Mermaid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The penis power
give me
from
some.
Little Mermaid? Like the one
Show
that's
me
on-
a Ariel.
Show me a crab, a talking crab swimming by. Give me some.
Some people riding a giant seahorse.
Yeah, something. You know what I mean?
Something Atlantean.
Yeah, because that would have really fit into this movie. A seahorse, a guy riding a seahorse, like, hey, everybody.
But again, it's just like you said. It's a problem with the storytelling, right? The way the storytelling, which if
It's backwards.
if we're gonna transition to storytelling real quick, this was my main problem with the movie. I did not appreciate the solution bringing back Superman being the mother box thing.
Well, you know what?
I didn't dig that.
Yes, that's
that was
something
kinda
that I
whack.
don't like. It's like, why didn't
I
you
wasn't-
just put it in the sun? Let him charge. That's it.
Or just do the explanation that they did in the comics.
Yeah,
He was in a coma. Kryptonian physiology, biology is different.
Here's the thing, though. The
He
only
had to
issue-
regenerate.
and he came back.
Yes.
The only issue with that
Winner,
was-
winner, chicken dinner.
The only issue with that is that in the comics he was bludgeoned to death basically, where this he was impaled. So how do you explain like the whole refilling and all that stuff? I don't know. I mean, maybe this is me. I guess.
He regenerates,
He
dude.
like goes into stasis, like his body goes into some
guess.
stasis
In the middle
and
of the movie.
reheals.
How you're like, oh, he's gonna be out of the casket. I was thinking the same thing. He's gonna be out. He's gonna be out. And he was actually in there. Fuck. I was like, damn it. I kind of was hoping he wasn't in the fucking casket.
That's perfect because in the trailer thing. Sorry, no, go ahead. My bad.
That's right. They show the like the hologram of him or something.
What I was gonna say was in one of the trailers they have this part where Alfred says, "Oh, it's about time you got here," whatever. And that didn't make the movie. Right, we're expecting you. We
didn't see
so
that.
That
so
wasn't
there was
there at
some
all.
belief going around that maybe that would have been somebody
Green
else,
Lantern,
Green Lantern, whatever, something like
We
that.
saw Green Lantern. There was a
In
Green
the-
Lantern.
Dude, that reference was awesome.
That was awesome.
That
was a
reference
great
was
little
dope when they had that clip
I saw that he. I was like,
And
hey, it's
didn't one of you
green.
guys say that they had Shazam in there
but
too?
that's
No, it wasn't. It was
No,
Zeus.
that was Zeus.
Yeah, that was my bad.
So okay, so the gods that were there that I think were there: Artemis, Zeus, and Hephaestus.
You
The
guys know a
Vulcan.
lot more about this than I do.
So that's who I thought it was.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene.
That
This
was
was
fucking
the
scene
scene
was
where you know the
three tribes.
Yeah, the three.
And then when the
peoples
fucking
are-
ring flies off after
Right.
he freaking takes it
that
out,
was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
that was a cool scene.
So yeah, so then when they didn't show that in the trailer, I mean when they didn't show that in the movie, I was kind of disappointed because I was like, well, you know,
Yeah, that was something that I was looking
It
forward
would have been
to. I was
cool
like-
to kind of maybe I thought that was going to be a post credit scene.
Right.
That's what I thought. Thought it was going to be a post credit scene, and then you'd see GL or somebody, right, kind of like showing up, like oh whatever.
So.
But I didn't like that. I didn't like that plot device of using the mother box to bring back Superman.
You know, I mean, on that, I mean,
I didn't like the fact that Superman came in so like kind of early in the movie. Like,
But see, I had a
wish he had
problem
come
with
in
that.
towards the end.
I was hoping that he would be in it more. Maybe that's because I'm a fan.
Yeah,
but,
that's why.
but here's the thing. Well, because I think that it would, again, when you think of Justice League, who are the first three characters you think of?
Yeah,
Superman and Wonder Woman.
Oh no, I was gonna say
So-
Green Lantern. No,
No,
Green Lantern.
No,
I would say
I never think.
No,
I don't
Batman,
even think of
Superman,
Superman.
Wonder
Superman,
no.
Wonder Woman.
Like, Superman,
The Trinity, yo.
No way.
Yeah.
The Trinity, yes.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Blink,
Iron Man, Captain America, Thor.
the monkey from the.
That's-
I thought you were gonna say like Green Lantern, Plastic
So
Man,
I was hoping that
and
they
the
would have
Wonder
been
Twins.
sooner. Because if you know, okay, so you know the invasion's coming. If you have it in your mind that you need to bring Superman back, bring him back faster. You know what I mean?
Well, he had to get his hands on a mother box.
Yeah.
The other issue that I have is that why Steppenwolf wants to appear now. I mean, like, because the motives were because people were in fear, and that's why it was claiming what World War II happened, World War One, and none of this shit
Yeah.
fucking ever came up. You know?
He was like, no, they're not at their level yet.
It's
all
They're not
about
at the fear
timing.
level yet.
Yes. It's
all about
like
time.
we just wait Superman to die and people start fearing. We never had this motherfucker
Yeah,
before.
Superman wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Listen, the Marvel. I've given a lot of crap on this show to the Marvel villains. Right, we've talked about that at length. But at least you've been able to pinpoint their motivations.
This was just
This guy
a
was
dude
just-
trying to destroy things. That's all it was.
It-
And
it's
you mentioned
like
Darkseid
it's-
once.
Right.
And
Yes.
it was just a throwaway line, and it was kind of
Yes.
like, oh, like, and then there was no visual, there was no Thanos moment, if you want to call it, right? Like, where you're like, oh, he's the new big bad guy. It's like, no. Here's the thing, what I think. I think that because they brought Superman back with the box, he's Darkseid, and he's going to evolve and just.
Oh god.
That's
now
gonna be
you're
great.
way out there.
Well, I mean, that's what happened with.
It's a good one,
what's
I
his
like
face?
it.
Okay, so
The
now
Big Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about most of the characters. So did anybody have,
He was
or did
Zod.
anybody like how they brought Superman back once he was there?
I liked his jokes. Look, that end credit scene, I know we're going to get to it, was awesome. That was classic,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like.
that's cool.
Absolutely.
The race?
Superman, yeah, that was a
Superman
really,
and Flash
best scene.
racing.
that was a great scene. Some of his jokes when he came back, when he was starting to fight again,
Right.
Like that was really
He's
cool.
like, oh, I want to be dead again.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it
that
was
was
like- yeah, it was
that was
lighthearted.
fun. You're like, oh,
He
this
was
isn't
much
like,
more lighthearted.
He
Yeah.
was, and I appreciated that.
His best scene though was when all of them take him.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
When he
shit
peeps
was-
Flash, I'll give you
When
that.
he's all, he's
Listen,
Okay,
the action
so-
sequences were very
they
well
were
done.
great.
I will,
Yeah,
I
I
will
love the
give you
fighting
that. The action sequences in this movie.
I
were
don't
very
like
well
how
done.
he just take Aquaman just like that, one punch and boom.
Yeah, no, I feel you 100%.
What the hell? Aquaman actually is
One of the strongest
really
people.
strong.
super
Right.
strong,
He's
man.
as
Come
strong
on,
as
what the
them.
hell? Just one punch and
Yeah, but
down.
if you think of like power levels, you still think Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
Yeah, but it was the same thing with Wonder Woman when they're playing tug of war with the rope. He yanked her like it was all good.
Right, but again,
He had the leverage. He had the high ground. He had the high ground.
She did the headbutt and survived it.
I have the higher ground.
She's a bad
She's
fucker when it
badass,
comes to
dude.
strength.
Yes.
Well, you know what?
She-
But here's the thing: where Wonder Woman equals Superman is
It's
not
the fighting
necessarily sheer
ability.
strength; it's her
It's her
fighting
fighting
ability. She's a warrior. He's more of a brawler because he's never been a trained.
I thought
soldier.
supposedly he taught himself like a gazillion different martial
knows
arts,
a lot.
Maybe at some point,
like Krav
but-
Maga and whatever they have on.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's because
I've
he
seen
lacks
that.
he lacks that knowledge because he knows he's super strong and he just know he just could hit you once
more-
and doesn't
exactly.
matter what he learns.
Superman is more of a brawler.
Yeah, it's just brute force.
Superman is more of a brawler. He knows his strength, so that's why he uses it. Where Wonder Woman is more a warrior. Yeah, she knows her strength, but she uses her
knows
skills.
strategy.
So
Battle.
if you did you happen to read Injustice by any chance? No. Okay, so in Injustice, they fight, and she beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, Superman.
Because of her ability, because of her warrior ability, not because of her strength necessarily.
And because of our world feminist agenda.
Maybe so.
Also
Alright.
because she's more buff in the comics. I mean, in the movie she could never beat
Which is
Superman.
why he read. Which is why he read the comic, right?
I have one question. How come nobody has a problem with the way Aquaman looks?
Why? Because he's not blonde.
He had highlights.
I'm just saying because everybody at times is so picky about the way somebody looks or the way they're portrayed,
Well,
or this guy the way he is with the
Because you beats up
Batman
Khal
guy, I
Drogo
don't like
anything.
the Batman
You just
guy.
let him be.
Why is Jason Momoa so perfect for Aquaman?
After the short hair look with the orange and green, he started looking
didn't have to
more
be
with
orange and green.
with the long
Yeah,
hair and the
but he could've
beard.
been
But he's also
blonde.
missing a hand in the comics.
That's all. He was reminiscent.
But he was looking like that.
I didn't know that.
But now
in the hand.
They rehabilitate they changed the model of that character after that 80s, after that
Yeah.
60s, 50s, 60s.
So he does look like
So he
that.
has more like the long hair, the beard, kind of that.
But
Obviously,
he's completely
He's
blonde.
a white guy, not a
He's completely
Samoan.
blonde.
Yeah, I remember in one of
His
the
beard
Disney
and his hair is
cartoons.
completely
When
blonde.
you
Yeah.
listen to
But here's like a dirty look.
You have a goatee and all
But here's the thing. So that's a character that, and I mentioned it earlier. That's a character that has been very maligned for a very long time. So I appreciated them trying to rehabilitate that character by giving him a different aesthetic.
But it's still reminiscent of like again the blonde, the long hair,
And
the
not only
beard of
that,
Aquaman.
but
Except for the fact that he's not completely blonde.
But not only that, but it's very reminiscent to a particular portrayal of that character who isn't interested in being king of Atlantis.
Right.
Right? Like he was true to his nature. Whether his look was not exactly on point, he was true to his nature. He was true to his character, and
He's a conflicted
He
guy.
starts looking like that when he's the king, right? Who's your best Batman?
Michael.
On movies?
Michael?
Michael Keaton.
Yes, Michael.
Really?
I mean, not his suit and not the
I
surrounding.
don't think I don't think it's Michael Keaton who does the Batman completely. I think it's Tim Burton, the vision that he has on that movie.
Yeah, but Michael
Yes.
Keaton was Batman.
Listen,
Michael Keaton was a really good Batman. He was I didn't like him as a Bruce Wayne.
you know what I like about what I like about him as Bruce Wayne. You remember that scene where Joker goes to the house with
He puts the tin.
and he's like, you want to fuck like Michael
He had
Keaton's
that
got
crazy-
range, right? He can go from hot to cold, up, down.
Yes, yes,
He's got flexibility as an actor that
yes. That's
Batfleck doesn't have. And then Christian Bale might have it, but the way they built that universe, he wasn't allowed to explore it, right? He was just because I've seen him in other things be kind of I mean, you've seen American Psycho, you know what I mean? So you know he's got range if you want to call it that.
American Psycho's a shit.
Dude, you know, I mean, like, you can't beat that. But
For some reason, I don't like it.
listen, I understand why, right? I
have a question at the end of the cast. Go ahead.
I understand why you wouldn't because the way they built that universe and the way they made him feel that role wasn't for everybody. It was a very
Yeah, I guess the story
super
just
serious
sucked.
version of Batman. But even that in those scenes when he has that scene in part 1 where he's pretending to be drunk and he's telling everybody all the guests
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, that's
Ben Affleck can't pull it off.
No,
I
because
don't
Ben
think
Affleck
he
would have been really drunk and just telling people off.
He was really
He's your
good joke
boy.
on set.
But Ben Affleck hasn't been in that situation, man. You can't say that. Yeah, Ben Affleck hasn't been put in that situation. There hasn't been a Batman movie where he's really had to be Bruce Wayne.
Are we gonna talk about Lex? I think that's
We will.
that we're-
Yeah, we're gonna hit the other post credits.
I was really disappointed by it.
The only other
Yeah.
thing I had that I wanted
Yeah.
to mention was about the music.
I mean,
No,
that's
actually no. The
That's really
music and-
cool, but
and
him
who-
as Lex again.
Who Bluetooth's Steppenwolf back?
Yeah.
Darcy.
Oh, why?
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Because that's
why
what they
hasn't he
do.
come down?
Why isn't he
Like,
just
why would you Why
drop his
wouldn't
dick
you
on
show
everything? For the same
before
reason
Superman
Thanos
got
hasn't
here?
just fought everybody already.
Well, Darkseid doesn't need the Infinity Stones.
It doesn't matter. Thanos doesn't either. Thanos could probably beat all those guys by himself also.
He does, because he doesn't have
He
all the
fights a Silver Surfer all the time.
Alright. Let me start.
Okay, we're recording again?
Yeah. 1, 2.
Alright. So,
We had some little problems with the audio, so
some technical difficulties. We're back.
We'll just blame it on us, on the back of the bus.
It's
They
Aquaman.
ruined everything.
It was Cyborg. Cyborg was attacking.
The
our
bus had a
systems.
bump.
Okay, so
Had a
real
bump in
quick,
the back.
but okay, so the action scenes were really cool.
Yeah, I will give you that. Absolutely, 100%.
The Wonder Woman scene where she stops a bank robbery, whatever. No, it wasn't a bank robbery. It was a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Hold on, I need to ask a physics question about that, right? The guy was like, hey, yo, this bomb could blow up 4 city blocks,
I
right?
thought about
She
that
threw it in
too.
the air and it was like, what, 20 feet above the building? Like, it was still would have leveled that building, right?
The whole building sort of crumbled.
Yeah, that whole building should just
Maybe perspective-wise, it looked like it was not quite that far. Maybe it was. Or,
You know what, whatever the perspective is, I need it with my wife when I go to bed. Like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
So that scene was cool. The scene where they fought the parademons in that silo, I guess it was. Was it like a silo?
No, it's a nuclear thing, like the nuclear...
Yeah, the nuclear silo.
Yeah.
That scene was cool. The scene where they fought Superman I thought was very reminiscent of the New 52. Did you read the New 52 when they first meet Superman? So where Batman and Green Lantern and the Flash
first meet Superman, they beat the shit out of all of them.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. You gotta read that. That's a big book you gotta pick up too. So that was really cool. Like, they showed where he's at power-wise.
Yeah, dude.
When he's staring down at the Flash.
When he gives him that look, you're just like, oh.
the side eye was great. And then Flash's face was like, what?
Like, he can see me.
Oh my god.
He's like, he can see me.
That was dope.
The last scene, the last fight scene, I thought was a little bit underwhelming.
You know what it reminded me of? Tell me it didn't remind you kind of the Avengers versus Ultron.
Yeah.
With all those Ultrons coming at him.
With all the flying Ultrons. and
My note
everything.
says Steppenwolf fight had a shit ending.
Yeah, I thought it was a little underwhelming.
It's
Yeah.
Although I gotta say,
That's what it says. You
I
should
like
think you should put it on the video.
I liked how Wonder Woman fought him and how they showed Aquaman fighting him also. Like, it kind of showed their ability.
Yeah, but he bitch
but-
slapped Aquaman a couple times that I wasn't very happy
Yeah,
about.
but I thought it was. I mean, I thought he again, based on where they were supposed to be power level wise, I thought they looked pretty good. So yeah, I mean, again, like we were saying, I mean, you guys thought, I guess, was maybe a mediocre movie. I thought maybe it was a little bit above average, but and I think you guys did too. It's definitely more entertaining than the last few DCU movies that we've seen. Like,
It
with the
doesn't
exception of
beat Wonder Woman,
It doesn't beat Wonder Woman.
but it beats everything else.
Right.
It doesn't beat anything except for maybe Thor 2?
No way, Thor the Dark World
No,
is the best.
And
No, only in the DC universe.
Yeah, let's talk about just the DC because
but the DC universe isn't very extensive.
It's 5
Right.
movies.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
but
So if you're gonna say,
I've got a question.
Go ahead.
Who is the best villain so far?
In the DC universe?
Yes, is it
Amanda Waller.
Steppenwolf? Is it Zod, your boy Doomsday?
I like Zod.
Or Ares?
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller.
The lady who put Suicide Squad together.
I guess.
I like Zod though.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Zod on this
True
one.
that.
Yeah,
Hey, in this,
I gotta go with Zod.
This
Yeah, I
DC
guess.
universe, are we counting the Batmans?
No, you can't.
No?
It's not the same realm.
It's not the same one.
Yo,
No, okay.
That's you
you
talking
like
about
Zod better?
the Dark
I
Knight
like
trilogy? No,
this
that's
chick
Dark
lieutenant.
Knight
What's her
trilogy.
name?
Oh, yeah, the lady I don't know.
Zaira, whatever. The
Oh,
Zendaya. Yeah, Zendaya.
Zod's number 2. The girl. She was dope.
Oh,
Yes.
I liked her. a lot.
Feora.
Yeah,
Feora.
Feora. She was dope.
Feora.
I like this.
I love
This guy's a
Feora.
vault of good knowledge.
Feora. I love
Superman.
No, but I'm a big Superman fan. But yeah, Feora was fucking badass. It's too bad she's not gonna be around again, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. No, but she was pretty cool in that movie. But see, I like Man of Steel. I definitely had some issues with it, but I like
Man of Steel
some
enough.
stuff about it.
We saw it together, right?
Then again, I didn't back then. We didn't know it was gonna be the kickoff to.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so
now
they just happened to. Okay, we're now gonna use that. Let's move on.
Okay, so
I
now
want to say something. You think DC has a problem with the villains? Because the
I
villains.
think both of them have problems.
Not more
with
than
this.
Marvel, yeah.
I think both
would
of them have
say
problems.
there's
with
similar.
this. DC's bigger problem is not knowing how to organize their storytelling.
Yep.
How to structure it
it's
and pace
character
it.
development.
You know, not only that, but just how to structure, how to build, how to universe build.
But then again, it's like we all have agreed, and it's obvious that they just started so much further.
They started later in the game. They have to
it was
come out
like
with this.
8 years after, almost. So they got to do their thing, and I don't mind. I personally
but
don't
they were
mind.
doing Batman,
But Mo,
and they
but
didn't
no,
follow with that.
Granted,
listen,
but again, with the whole contractual thing, again, I mentioned this in our group chat. It's all Christian Bale's fault. It's all his fault. He could have been a part of it. He could have been the Batman. He could have been the Batman in this Justice League. He fucked it up.
But listen, but they could have. I understand that people keep saying that DC's really late to the game. What would have been the problem? Sure, you're late to the game, but let's just do.
Exactly.
Let's just do it how we should do it anyway.
Yeah,
right.
that's
Do the individual. Do the same thing
but then
Marvel
the
did.
critic-
You're just starting
But then,
later.
but then the argument is going to be, oh, well, they copycatted Marvel.
No, no.
Okay, if you do it right, no one's gonna care.
If you do that, then Marvel copycatted Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah,
and
dude,
Indiana, come on.
If you do
man.
it right,
that's- I
no
don't
one's
think that's
gonna
the way to go
care.
about it.
Get it right, dude. Let them criticize you all they want for being a copycat, but get it right.
You know what they got it wrong was when they gave it to Snyder. That was it.
Yeah.
when they
His
gave it to
vision
Snyder-
for all of this was ass, dude. Like he wanted to make
He
Watchmen.
did rewrite
everything
right?
else.
Like he made his own stories. He didn't develop anything from the comics
No, not
themselves the way the Marvel guys
and it's just
did.
tonally. He just took the tone of Watchmen and wanted to make the standard DC universe into Watchmen.
How is Dr. Manhattan Barry Allen's dad?
Yo.
Well, it's funny that you say that.
Oh, just wanted to bring
But-
that up.
it's funny that you say that because somebody made a comment about how in the new comics, the Doomsday Clock.
Yes,
Dr.
they
Manhattan
say
might
something
have
about
some
it.
issue
Doomsday Club in the movie.
Dr. Manhattan might have some influence on the Flash, and all that stuff, because the timeline is changing again.
Yes.
So anyway, but that's it's pretty crazy. It's
DC
pretty
changes
crazy.
timelines.
But they're doing it so well now.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if they bring the Watchmen in together with the Justice. So Hal said something on Back of the Bus one time that I thought was pretty interesting. Was what if the reason they've done this way, right? Like you have this movie continuity, then you're gonna have this other side Batman continuity, and then you have the TV show continuity, right? What if this is all building to
many worlds?
Right. Infinite Earths. Maybe they are. I had heard something about that too. Now, they mentioned... But that would be like a stroke of genius. That would be like...
I don't think they're smart enough to pull that off, but if they did, it would be...
You know what? Maybe they're accidentally doing that.
Yeah, maybe they're going to stumble into it.
Yeah, they're just going to fucking fuck shit up so bad that they're going to be like, you know what? Now we can make it into this.
I really like that we tried to go PG, and then you were just like, no, I'm just going to...
The two barrels would have to meet.
Curse all over this.
Shit up.
So, about this, though, you know, that you mentioned Barry and his father or whatever, you know, he does throw that line in about him making his own future. So, you know, I think they've also talked about, you know, the Flashpoint movie.
Yes.
You know,
well, that is supposed to be the Flash movies.
Right. So him going back and changing,
which would then add another timeline to this continuity. So maybe who knows? Maybe Joss Whedon was like, yo, you know what would be dope?
But you know what? That's why I was telling you when they first announced the Flashpoint, I was like, this is something that's why they want to get rid of Ben Affleck, and the rumors of the new guy being
Jake
Gyllenhaal as a Batman.
Who I like Jake Gyllenhaal, but I think at this point he's also too old.
I hate when
you gotta get a prime.
You know what's gonna happen to him? They're gonna make Zac Efron Batman.
He's way too short.
Ripped.
He's ripped, but he's like 3 feet tall.
I hate that DC uses their like trump cards too soon.
Don't say that word.
Whatever, you know what I mean? Like I don't like it that Dark. What's his name? The guy that Superman fights at the end, the bone guy.
Oh, Doomsday.
Doomsday is used immediately.
That wasn't Doomsday. That was Teenage Mutant Ninja Doomsday.
I know. It was the fifth turtle.
Agreed. 100%. I said that then.
Doomsday so quick.
Doomsday should have been his own trilogy of movies.
Lord of the Rings.
And every animated series or anything, Doomsday's there. Doomsday is everything. And then they're doing the same thing with the Flash. Oh, let's do Flashpoint. Flashpoint this, Flashpoint that.
But the animated movies are so much better.
Oh, their animated universe is the best thing they do.
I get it.
Did you see Justice League Dark? I just watched it the other day. It was dope.
It was good. Okay,
so my last bit on the movie, last note that I had was about the music. Before we get to the post credits, was about the music.
The music. Those little nods.
They had a bunch of cool little nods to like the prior Batman properties, the Superman movies, cartoons, whatever. I thought that was really well done. Yeah. Again, cool. Wonder Woman's theme is super on point, so that really helps build her character.
Well, the old themes like the Batman theme and the Superman theme are so iconic too that unless you don't know,
and they were subtle about it, right? Like it was like
it was like the moment that Batman threw. That Superman threw like Aquaman into the freaking wall or whatever. Then they played like his little song, and then Batman was doing his thing, and then they played his theme or whatever. So it was really pretty cool.
And then Wonder Woman,
kicking ass.
Yeah, she's so dope.
But she's too thin.
Not butch enough.
Fuck you too.
He's in your team.
So one last thing before the end credits I want to bring up was I did like, even though you don't like your Batfleck, I did like the chemistry between Wonder Woman and Batman with how they have their like little side romance thing, just like they do in the comics, in the shows,
in the show.
What are you talking about? He's getting ready to get married to Selena Kyle.
That's in the comics.
No, but in the old cartoon,
older properties, they always had like a sexual tension.
Yes. Wonder Woman and Batman have this
even in the cartoon.
But in
90s cartoon,
but in some of them, doesn't she end up with Superman somehow?
Yes.
Well, in New 52,
well, because
they end up together.
In this universe, again, they all know he's Clark Kent, fucking.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought.
He's with Lois and
that's what I'm saying.
The return of Superman means the return of Clark Kent. That means all of Smallville and his job is like, hey, where have you been? Bury you last year?
No. More importantly, any kind of inheritance and taxes collected on his death, on Clark Kent's death, is now having to be paid back if he in turn says that he's back from the dead, and if not, they are essentially committing fraud. So
It's
Superman
okay.
is your
Batman's
bad
got
guy.
him. Batman's got him.
Doesn't you get to get arrested if you fake your death? Something like that.
Yeah,
You
get
have to go to
arrested.
jail.
Yeah,
then.
no.
As a Clark Kent.
Superman is
There
a
you
criminal.
go. There you go.
You're absolutely
As a
NERDOS breaks the
Kent.
internet by
You
saying
know what?
Superman is a criminal, and it's proven in this movie.
Yep.
Fucking motherfuckers, man. Yeah, but you know what? Batman just pays off the judges and says you're good.
And now
So
he's a
end
criminal.
credits.
Also, with Barry
How do
Allen-
you took me out of jail? I just bought the
just bought
justice.
City Hall.
Here's the other thing. Barry Allen makes all these great network connections, especially with Bruce Wayne. And the best Bruce Wayne can do is make him a lowly CSI guy. Like, here, man. Here,
Go
clean some stuff up.
collect dung at crime scenes. Thanks.
You know?
All right, so end credits scene. The mid credit scene was pretty cool. It was a nod to
Awesome.
Superman and Batman
Amazing.
and the Flash.
I was
racing.
very, very surprised with that one.
That was
Maybe-
pretty
very
Maybe
happy.
one of the best scenes in the whole movie.
Pacific
Which
Coast.
Yeah.
That might be one of the best after credit scenes of any superhero. movie.
Yes.
no, nothing beats Fury. But yes, you're absolutely right.
No, that's
The
the
original
first
time?
because
Oh, yeah.
that
Nick Fury
brings
comes down.
that
You're
brings
just like, oh my god, Nick Fury! 100%. And I
here's
thought
the
it was
thing, hold
Ray.
on.
I thought it was Ray at
Now
first.
that we're talking about the race in the movie, with the battle of Steppenwolf, right? They're trying. Superman and Flash try to save these people, right? And so Flash comes up and grabs the truck, and he's like, "Hold on, guys!" And he takes off. I looked at Black. I go, "Yo, he snapped all of their necks."
Yeah.
They're all dead.
He has that girl.
That's another problem because there's the guy. Okay, if you have your family in a house and you're like, you see the window and you see this Armageddon coming towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You get out of your house, your two kids and your wife,
Mm-hmm.
and you put the two kids in the back of the truck instead of putting it inside.
But here's the thing.
That's how things are done in Russia.
No,
who's gonna drive?
In Russia, we ride in back.
but here's
No,
the thing.
motherfucker. In Russia, we cram each other into one little room.
Listen, do you know what he said? Do you know what he said?
No, dude.
If they die.
They die. I'm gonna tell you this
I
right
will
now.
break you.
The second
How
that
did
scene
you
started to
guys
play out, right, like in the beginning, earlier in the movie, where the parrot even started coming out of the nuke, I knew right then that was all Joss, because Joss does that one scene where it's like a little girl or somebody who's in danger, and then one of the superheroes comes in and saves them. He did it in Avengers 1, where Cap saves the girl in the coffee shop, right? He did it all the time in Sokovia in Ultron, right? He loves that thing. So I saw that first scene. I'm like, oh, this is Joss's whole thing. Towards the end, they're gonna still be there, and and I thought it was gonna be Superman. I thought that was gonna be like his comeback. It wasn't. No, it was the Flash. But still, he broke all their necks. Listen, Flash is a murderer too. So, so here's the thing. I knew it right there, and that was one of those things about the whole movie. Like you could definitely tell where Snyder ended and Joss began.
The editing was a bit of a problem, I thought.
Yeah,
I felt that it was a little
editing was
choppy at
horrible.
times.
Yeah, because there were like bits of a good movie trying to show through the crap, and it kind of felt uneven.
I thought the same thing about when he touched the cube, because the part where he touches the sword and he just taps it,
Just
and
the
it
tip?
goes, like it goes towards her. When he touches the cube, I imagine like the puddle going.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Superman went over there.
So second
Second
end credits.
I heard some really big nerds in a couple rows in front of us literally ejaculate when they saw Deathstroke. They went, huh?
Oh, yes.
And then that was just for the wave of the flicker in the air. And then when you saw him, they're like,
He definitely looked cool.
Yeah.
He definitely looks the part.
I just can't get
badass.
over that. That's the dude, the stupid werewolf from True Blood. My wife made me watch that season of that show.
He also looks like Snake from Metal Gear Solid, right?
He does,
Like
yes.
He did.
He looks like Snake from
That's
Metal
what I
Gear
was trying to
Solid.
put it.
You know what?
But without the bosom of
the
Gear
little
Solid.
kid that was behind us sitting, he was like, "Oh, it's Deadpool!" And they started laughing.
But you know that Deadpool is based off of his character.
Yes, I know.
He's based off of Deathstroke. He's
That's why his name's Wilson.
Right. It's Slade Wilson.
And Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
Slade Wilson. That's his name. Yeah.
He definitely looked cool. I don't know who else they're gonna recruit for their league.
So to be Black Manta, no, or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, Black Manta's
going to be the villain in Aquaman.
Yeah.
So they have to hire him because he's part of the Legion of Doom.
So is it Legion? Is it going to be Legion of Doom or League
That's
of
what we
Injustice?
thought.
It's a Legion.
That's what.
Well, nobody even called the Justice League either.
Justice League Dark.
No, they can't do that.
Dark
man.
is different.
No, they can't do that.
But that's
Question.
another news. They're planning on that one. They were saying they were planning on
another
that.
movie.
Yes.
Question:
Just in the dark.
Who's worse at their character? Ben Affleck as Batman or Jesse Eisenberg?
Jesse
as
Eisenberg.
Lex Luthor?
Jesse
Didn't even let you get it out.
Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Didn't even let it get you out.
Definitely.
All right, and I'm gonna say something.
I'm gonna go with Batfleck.
What do you think
I don't mind Jesse
DC's
Eisenberg.
next
Oh my
move?
God.
What do you think DC's next move after this movie will be, and what are the other upcoming movies? that
It's
they're
it's
gonna do?
Aquaman next in 2018, followed by Wonder Woman 2, and then
Cyborg too. Isn't Cyborg supposed to come
and then
out?
Cyborg. But you're also supposed to get the Batman movie too.
Which is the one that The Rock is
Batman.
supposed to be in.
Shazam, but that's
Shazam.
just
Suicide
getting
Squad
pulled
2.
back.
That's
No,
Suicide
they got
Squad.
pulled
He's
back
gonna
again?
be.
He's supposed to be
he's
the
gonna be
villain
yeah.
in Suicide Squad
He's
2.
supposed to be a villain in Suicide Squad 2.
But they just
The Rock
cast. They
as
just
Black
casted
Adam.
Shazam and Billy Batson.
Well, he can be in Suicide
No,
Squad.
but what I'm saying, you said that movie's getting pushed back.
Yeah, dude, all of those. Even so, remember Christopher Lord and who was the other guy? The guys who did the Lego movie were supposed to do the Flash movie. Now they're out, and so the Flash movies. The only one that's actually getting done is Aquaman and Wonder Woman 2, and that's it. Like,
No,
everything else is theoretical
Aquaman is
right
already
now.
pretty
And
much
so-
done.
yeah, they've been shooting Aquaman for a while.
I had read something that Wonder Woman 2 was always almost gonna be scrapped because of her issue with this whole fucking sex bullshit.
Right.
That's-
Well,
sex
she
allegations are
doesn't-
going on.
She doesn't want to
She
do
doesn't want to
it.
do it if Brett Ratner is involved. Right there, you go.
Whoa, I didn't.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
He was
Like,
just-
good for her.
She's ready to
He's
drop
also a
out.
Good for her.
And he was accused of harassment as well. So she was like, no, I'm not gonna do it if he's involved anyway.
But now I heard that she's in it officially.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
They probably took him out.
Right.
They had to
Something
keep it.
had to have happened
Yeah.
where she signed on
Funny
officially.
enough, she was interviewed on one.
And the
one
good thing
show.
about it is because she only made a contract for that movie, and she hasn't done another contract for the second one until this
Pay that
happened.
woman her money.
It was the same thing
Yes.
with the director. They didn't re-sign her to do the second movie until after the first movie came out.
Yep.
So now
They
it's
don't wanna do
It's
the same.
incredible though how she's the one keeping this fucking universe alive.
Well,
She
what I
is.
was going to say
She
about that
is.
is, so
I love
again,
it.
she was interviewed in one of the early morning
Love it.
shows one day, and she was saying that as far as like the Brett Ratner issue is that maybe part of the reason it's official is because she mentioned that a lot of the people that were behind the movie kind of were on the same page as she was. You know, like they were supportive of the fact that she was like,
Can't imagine a lot of people would support somebody who sexually harasses people.
Yeah.
right.
Well,
so that's the
the
thing.
entire state of Alabama.
Yeah,
is about
exactly.
To do it, but that's
Yeah,
another
That's
show.
a different podcast.
That's our podcast. Sorry.
Jesus lovers support pedophiles.
But anyway,
I wanted to say like that little part that I didn't like of the Steppenwolf with his axe fighting the Amazons, and I told you that I saw the Amazon coming and Steppenwolf wing and whack it right in the middle, and she just stumbled.
Yeah, exactly.
She just stumbled in the ground. I'm
Not
like,
chopped in
chopped.
half.
Yes.
Just stumbles on the ground.
Yes.
And that's
I'm
it.
like,
there was
what the
also-
hell?
If you guys
What
close-
happened there?
if you guys close your
the
eyes and listen
physics
to
of this
Flash.
is just incredible.
The Flash sounds like Chris from Family Guy. I guarantee you.
comment that.
He sounded like Chris from Family Guy. If you watch a trailer, just close your eyes when he talks, and it's you'll hear slightly in the back, Meg. Like you will. It sounds just like Chris. All right, guys, I gotta go.
That is so
Thank you for
funny.
your time. High five.
Where's
High
the
five.
lightning?
Huh?
Where's the lightning?
I'm out.
peace out.
All right.
It's been fun.
Yeah, let's wrap it up anyway.
Yeah, we're almost out too.
So final thoughts. I mean, I liked it okay. I mean, it was entertaining.
Where do you think it goes? Appreciate it. Where do you think it goes from here?
Where do I think it goes from here?
Well, he asked the question and he didn't really answer it.
DC, to tell you the truth, it has to
We got you, baby.
come.
We got you.
It has to come down to how much money this movie makes.
Yeah,
I-
I mean that's always a huge factor.
Yes, it has to come down to how much money this movie makes. If they're planning to do Justice League 2, they had to really step it up and build up a little more on the new character they're gonna bring, because it's obviously Doomsday is coming.
Not Doomsday. Darkseid.
Darkseid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it looks like the Legion of Doom is first.
That's another thing. So
They just threw in another.
another wrench, and
Yeah.
it's like, what the hell? Here you have it. Like, we don't know. So it's hard for DC because DC is approaching this whole universe as a build up in a different way.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, they're all over the place, and I think Flashpoint it's gonna bring more problems to it because it brings two different timelines.
So you know what I'm afraid of is
different
that they're
timelines.
gonna try to do like what X-Men did with Days of Future Past, which is have Flashpoint
Yes.
undo everything.
Yes.
But then they really don't do it because X-Men really didn't do it. Like it just, it's weird. I will tell you this, you
Because
guys.
the problem with the X-Men part is because people got attached to characters.
Right.
So instead of just, well, we're gonna get a new Wolverine, no Hugh Jackman.
Like basically scrap the whole cast altogether.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that you, like for instance, with Wonder Woman, you can't do that because she's so successful. And
Yes.
it's been such a good movie.
No,
that
you don't. I don't think
can't
you, at
scrap
this
her.
point you have to scrap her, like the actors or whatever. Well, DC, if they gave Magic Wand tomorrow, Ray, head of DC Universe.
Well, first you'd get rid of Ben Affleck.
Oh, that's not even.
That's
I
not it.
do that shit before I walked in the door. I call him, be like, yo, I don't want to see a picture of Ben Affleck in my office before I get there. Like, I want him out of my life.
So sad. So mean.
All right, like just gone. Him and Jesse Eisenberg, like you just gotta go. Jesse Eisenberg with his weird Tourette's that he's got.
And what do you think? Green Lantern. Are we gonna see a Green Lantern?
They
movie?
were supposed to be doing a Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, they
remember?
haven't. They're supposed to be doing a Green Lantern Corps movie, which I think would be cool, man.
Yes.
I didn't read the Blackest Night storyline,
Yes,
but
I have it.
I thought it was an awesome concept.
It's badass.
Yeah, I figured it would be. I figured it would be an awesome concept. So I wouldn't mind seeing
I
that.
have all the Blackest Night and the tie-ins. I have all the comics and the Brightest Day, which comes after that. I'm missing some.
We were
but
talking about
it's so
post
good.
credit scenes earlier, and really good post credit scenes. The Sinestro post credit scene at the end of Green Lantern was a good scene
Yes.
in an awful movie, but that scene was amazing.
I don't remember it.
It's the one where he gets the yellow ring, the fear ring, and I thought the guy looked the part. Mark Strong, I thought he looked perfect
he
as
did.
Sinestro.
So
I wouldn't
good.
mind if they brought him back for that role. But again, if they gave me the power tomorrow, what I would do with these movies, besides recasting the people that we've already mentioned, I at this point you've got to slow it down. If you're gonna make the Justice League 2, and because you have to or whatever, make a very
make it-
basic Justice League. Actually, what I would do is the next movie I would make is I would stop doing all the hero movies and start doing villain backstory movies, because Marvel, that's the one thing you could do that Marvel doesn't do, is start building your villains. So make the movies, the next 5 or 6 movies, Jesse Eisenberg and Deathstroke recruiting the Legion of Doom,
Right.
and just start building those characters that way.
Just build your characters first. Scrap
And
doing Justice League 2. Do individual movies first.
And out of
Well,
that,
but you can't start over at this point because
I'm
you've
not
already
saying
invested a
I'm not
ton
saying
of
start
money.
over, but I'm saying like finish your Aquaman movie, finish your Flash movie.
Okay,
do
put the Aquaman
Cyborg.
movie out because you got it out. But before I would do the Flash, before you do Flashpoint, because they've already said Flash is going to be Flashpoint, and you're going to jump the shark if you do that. Just cold stop and just do the villain movies. Marvel doesn't do that. All their movies are centered around here. Nobody in any universe has centered movies around villains. You'd be the first people to do that.
You know what that would do, which I think would be a good idea if they actually did a villains movie.
They are doing
At the end.
Well, Venom's kind of an
At the
anti-hero at this
end,
point.
Luther could help the Justice League defeat Darkseid.
Yeah, you kind of have one of those lesser of two evils situations later on. But for right now, do that. Just if we're gonna go get who's the next person? Black Manta, you're gonna get him through the Aquaman movie, so you don't got to worry about that. But whoever the Flash
I hope they don't
counterpart,
kill Black Manta. Because this is what happens on this movie. They kill
Isn't
just a
Flash's main
character.
villain the gorilla guy?
Gorilla Grodd?
no, he's
And
got
that's
a bunch. He's
and
got
that's-
Oh, Reverse Flash is his main.
Yeah, Reverse Flash is his
main.
Zoom.
But I like in the movie that they give
Oh,
a little
wait,
hint
so
of it.
all the
I
same-
learned gorilla language too.
All the same issues that you guys have with Marvel, where the same fucking villain
It's the
has
same
the
thing.
fucking
Yeah.
exactly.
It's the same thing. The whole
same power, where the villain
how
has the
Marvel
same
always has the
fucking-
same. The hero fight the same
I never said
villain.
that.
What? I've heard you say that, how Iron Man in Iron Man 2 and 3 have the same similar power, where it's always the same like mirror image type of villain.
We've never had that conversation.
I guess
I've heard this before too.
We've heard
we
this
have,
before.
We've
had this conversation.
conversation before.
I've never had.
Maybe you weren't here.
Yeah, I never had that conversation.
Okay, well,
Because-
we'll talk about that another time.
Maybe that was episode 2, 3, and 4 where you weren't there.
Maybe so.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yes.
Go watch it.
Meh. Watch it.
Let's go through the shoutouts because last time I called you guys off. So go.
Okay, so
If you have any
this
shout-outs.
is the last thing, real quick. You guys all rated the movie 6. I think you said
That's a 6.5.
6.5. My disappointment is that I didn't expect the Justice League movie to be at best, from the person who gave it the best review, a 6.5. Can we agree that that's kind of crappy for the Justice League movie?
Yeah, oh yeah, of course.
All right.
I mean, am I disappointed? Yeah, I definitely would have liked more from it, but it was. It was.
But we already
enough.
knew
I
it came in with a lot of issues.
I can't say I was disappointed. I was not impressed, but
It was good enough.
we talked about it. We said that you,
But again,
you went in
that's
there
not saying
expecting
much.
crap, and you walked out. Okay, maybe it wasn't too much.
And I
But
think,
here's the thing: had you gone in there with reverse expectations, you'd be disappointed.
Yeah.
If you were a DC fanboy and you just showed up thinking this movie's gonna be amazing, and then you watched it and you're like, that was the bad guy.
yeah. I think that was the part of the thing is that we looked at the reviews and we were looking at the aggregates from Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to curb my expectations down a little bit.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Of course,
We love these characters.
I know.
At any rate, shout outs. Nerdos, make sure you guys subscribe, check out the show, and you can check out Half an Eye on Back of the Bus. It's on iTunes, Pocket Cast, Podbean, anywhere pretty much where you get your podcast. And we're going to talk a little bit next time about Mo's buddy Roy Moore in Alabama and other Jesus lovers in Alabama that love molesting children.
What?
What? Oh my god.
What a way to end the show.
I know. Right?
Yes.
And that guy's still a better bad guy than Steppenwolf. Right?
True that. More
Yes.
realistic.
Any shout out?
No,
No.
man. Just
No.
follow us on
Yes.
Instagram.
At Nerdos.
Nerdos.
Listen to us on iTunes. Watch us
Don't
on
be a
YouTube.
lurker. Comment. Say something.
Yeah, Podbean.
Hate mail.
Yeah.
Even hate
Give us
mail.
some.
If one of us looks ugly, say so.
Oh, you'll get all the hate mail.
You're gonna get all the hate mail.
That's fine.
Just make comments. Let
Yes.
us know what you think. Is the format alright? You guys want us to review something specific or talk about other things? Let us know.
So preview to next show. What are we gonna do? It's gonna be something with
Yes.
Star Wars. Obviously, we're gonna get that.
We still have Stranger Things. We still
Right,
have
Punisher.
the Punisher. We still have a couple of trailers that we had to go through.
We
And
got some in betweens before we get to Star Wars. So.
yes, and if you are following us, we're gonna make a special video because our anniversary is coming up.
1 year.
Yeah, 1 year
I say we all get
of the Nerdos coming
costume.
up. So thank you very much for the likes.
returned
And if
after
you
the
like the
party.
video, please just press the thumbs up, and we see you next time.
Two
Bye bye.
thumbs up. Bye bye.
Peace out.
Bye.